Who's got my back? Who's got my back? Who got that swerve? 27 years since the Knicks got into the NBA Finals. 27 years of, we're going to get them next year. 27 years of dysfunction. 27 years of hope. All to finally be led by Jalen Brunson. It's a beautiful day. It's literally a beautiful day. Last night in Cleveland, of all places, the New York Knicks didn't just punch their ticket to the NBA Finals. We kicked the door in. 130-93, a 37-point closeout. The Knicks are not playing with y'all. In a sweep, Brunson and them boys take care of business, winning 10 straight playoff games, every single one of them by double digits. They literally doing shit that you never seen before. But there's somebody out there in the NBA world that's going to look you in the face and tell you that the New York Knicks just playing in a weak East. That's what they all that's what they want to say. We just playing in a weak East. I don't want to hear that. Not today. You don't get to tell me that today. Not you. Anybody but you. You don't get to tell me that today. Because this is the most dominant playoff run of a generation. Look at how they're handing out ass whoopings. Just look at it. I ain't never seen ass whoopings like this. Because at the end of the day, all I know is you got to play the person in front of you. And all I know is the Knicks stomping on the people in front of them. Steamrolling over the people in front of them. It is what it is, y'all. Y'all don't have to fight. Y'all do not have to fight this. Just accept that the New York Knicks are here, baby. The New York Knicks are here, baby. Before we get into anything else, welcome to my four lifers. Welcome to my sports junkies. This is another episode of Break the Huddle. I'm your humble host, Don Deuce, and before we kick things off, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, so you can get all the Break the Huddle content we got coming your way. All right? Let's get into it. All right, y'all. So we got to get into this game last night. 130-93, New York led by as many as 45. And what it showed to me is that the Knicks just cannot be fucked with. It's really a pick your poison type of offense. And when everybody is connected, it becomes increasingly difficult because not only did the Knicks win a game by 30 or more points, they did it without even having a 20-point scorer. I can't remember the last time I've seen a blowout and a team not even have produced one 20-point scorer, let alone zero. That should tell you everything that you need to know, if we're being honest. Because Jalen Brunson is sharing the ball. He's not pounding the rock too long into the shot clock anymore. The ball is not being stagnant. It's not sticking. It's finding where it needs to go. Mikal Bridges putting on a show. OG Anunoby putting on a show. Shout out to Karl-Anthony Towns. Because Karl-Anthony Towns had 19-14. He was a perfect 3 from deep. And I think all his shots kept the game open. It spread the floor. It pulled Mobley away from the basket. And there's something that we gotta admit about the Twin Towers for the Cavaliers. There's some games where those two brothers, they are flat out dominant. I'm talking they own the boards. They own the inside of the paint. It's very interesting how time and time again in these playoff losses for the Cavaliers that a lot of the glaring issues that I continuously see year in, year out is a good season, good quality season from Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, and then we get to somewhere in the playoffs where they are being out-physical, out-manhandled, that just completely shut out from the boards. By the way that Karl-Anthony Towns and Mitchell Robinson come in and establish position in their paint, it's a sad showing for the both of them. And it might be something that the Cleveland front office might be willing to address this coming offseason. Because this roster makeup, it's not making sense. And it will probably be ridiculous for you to run this roster back the same way it was next year. Because I think you have 3 years of evidence with this core. And then you have a season's worth of evidence with these new trade pieces that you traded for coming into the postseason, right? James Harden is getting older. I don't know. But a lot of questions coming this summer for Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. A plus 29 rebound advantage over the Cavaliers for the New York Knicks. I think that tells one of the biggest parts of the story right there. And then the Knicks got contributions from their bench, which is what makes them a deep team, which makes them a formidable team against anybody in the West. Landry Shamet dropped 16, 4 for 4 from 3. Miles McBride adds in another 11 with three triples of his own. Knicks outscored the Cavs bench 58-24. Now, I'm no mathematician, but I know that 58 is a lot more than 24. I fuck with Landry. I fuck with Deuce McBride. I just love the intensity. I just love the intensity that the Knicks are playing with on defense, because the more intense they are on defense, I'm talking active hands. When guys are getting into the lane, you see a lot of active hands. Cat coming up with steals, OG coming up with steals. It's getting harder and harder for guards to penetrate that back line. It's getting harder. That's one of the things I notice a lot, even when I watch the second unit, because sometimes the second unit even comes in with a lot more intensity than the starters. The intensity never falls off. Shaman comes in and he's giving you on-ball pressure from start to finish. Deuce McBride doing the same thing. The way they funnel in their defense, the way they trusting in their back line. Cat coming up with blocks. Mitchell Robinson coming up with stops in the interior. These things are not being unnoticed. We love it. Because they're clicking as a team, y'all. They're really clicking as a team. 19 threes, 33 assists, and 34 points off 22 Cavs turnovers. You're not going to get... I don't care who you are, you're never going to get it done. Committing 22 turnovers in an Eastern Conference Finals game. You're never going to get it done. And I'm at a Knicks watch party last night. By halftime, at this point, it wasn't a basketball game no more. It was starting to just feel like a coronation. Because from that first quarter, I think everybody knew who was going to win this game. I think every single person in that arena knew who was going to win that game. D. Mitch had 31, but how effective was that 31? Sure, he didn't go out sad, but that minus 23 plus minus, that tells a different story. Because at the end of the day, Cleveland just was not good enough. He did his job, but the series was already over. The series was already over at this point. You know, a lot of people are struggling with the Knicks listen. You know, a lot of people are struggling with the Knicks making the NBA Finals. Specifically, Knicks haters. Specifically, people who don't understand our excitement, who don't understand who we are as a people. But to understand why last night matters, you gotta understand what came before, bro. I'm not giving no crazy history lesson, but we got to acknowledge the real, bro. We got to acknowledge the real. Patrick Ewing in his prime. The Knicks made a finals in 1994. Game 7 against Houston. John Starks. My dad just told me this story, by the way. You could feel the hurt. You could feel the hurt in his voice when he relived this story. But Game 7. John Starks, beloved, electric, undersized John Starks goes 2 for 18 from the field. 2 for 18. Pat Riley said, I'm going with him. He wouldn't take him out. Pat Riley was sticking by his guy. They lose by 6. Hakeem wins a ring. New York never recovered from that night. Then the lockout year. We was an 8 seed. Spreewell, Alec Houston, Marcus Camby, Larry Johnson. They ran through the East. Larry Johnson's 4-point play, Allen Houston's runner. They make the NBA Finals. But Ewing was hurt? No, Ewing was hurt. They lose to the Spurs in 5. That was it. Last time the New York Knicks was in the NBA Finals, Bill Clinton was the president. Gas was $1.27. And a lot of Knicks fans come from an era when they seen Patrick Ewing, one of the greatest Knicks of his generation, fall short, never get a ring. But he's loved because he embodies what New York basketball is, that gritty, grimy basketball, right? But in the end, they still just came up empty. Because once he was gone, the lights went out, and them shits ain't turned on. Them shits ain't turned on since Karl-Anthony. But that was quick. That was a when you look at the totality of the 27, those Karl-Anthony years were small. I'm not saying they were insignificant, but they were small. He didn't do enough. And that's, to me, no fault to him. Knicks were still an organization fueled by dysfunction. It wasn't Melo's fault. But that's what it is. A lot of people cannot understand the hurt and the pain. Because here's what it is. Why people struggle with New York fans getting to a finals is because they have been accustomed. The entire world has been accustomed that an NBA premier brand like the New York Knicks have spent so many years as a poverty franchise, so many years losing. We become the butt of a joke. To be a Knicks fan is to be a loser. To be a Knicks fan is to be the butt of the joke. To be a Knicks fan is to be shitted on. But guess what? All of that been over. All of that was over when Julius Randle turned this whole shit around. All of that was over when Jalen Brunson was signed and he took the keys. And he's been the captain ever since. All of that been over. And now, as a Knicks fan, we sit with the opportunity to get a ring. 4 wins away to get a ring. They can't handle it. The people can't handle it because they can't believe that the person they shitted on for 27 years is finally has a chance at the top of the mountain. Nobody likes it when New York is at the top of the mountain. I don't know if you looked around. Jalen Brunson is one of the NBA's best playoff performers in history. Check the numbers. Karl-Anthony Towns, one of the best big men in the NBA. Check the numbers. And still didn't even make an All-NBA team. Out-rebounded Chet, out-rebounded Duren. And still couldn't make a All-NBA second team? Couldn't make an All-NBA third team? All right. We see how you coming, NBA. We see how you coming. The Knicks hear all the disrespect, y'all. But the Knicks derangement syndrome gotta stop. It gotta stop. We not going for it no more. The New York Knicks are officially in the NBA Finals. And I can't believe it. I can't believe it, y'all. I'll be back later today. I'm making another video. I'm making videos all week, man. The New York Knicks really in here, but I'm out of here. It was great chatting with y'all. It was great chopping it up. We going all the way, 4 more wins away from the title. Don Deuce, out of here.
Who's got my back? Who's got my back? I got your back. Who's got my back? I got your back. Who got that swerve? I got that swerve.